Hey folks, walk with me. Well, we got a dog. Uh, I'll show him to you here in a minute as he gets untangled. But he's 3. He's a Labradoodle. He's some trained, some not. And I haven't had a dog since I lived on a farm 30 plus years ago. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So we're working our way through it together. But you can see him walking. I'll try to get a better view of him if he stops to sniff something or whatever. But he's 60 pounds, and I thought I might as well introduce him sooner than later because he will probably take up a lot of my walking time. And so for this playlist, he will probably be in a lot of videos. The kids are getting used to him. They're excited, but a bit cautious, I think, because when he gets excited and playful, he is as big or bigger than them. And it's a lot for them to sort of figure out how to play with him and not feel like they're just going to get trampled. so that, and we've been going on 3 or 4 walks a day. So like I said, adding additional walks to that where I'm just solo, they might be few and far between. I guess we'll see. But I know periodically it'll happen. But he has been very attached to me in particular. He sleeps on the floor next to my side of the bed at night. He stays with me basically all day. He sort of sits in the room or sits just outside the door of the room that I'm in. And that's been cool. Nice to have him feel like he wants to hang out all the time. I don't know what he is really interested in, something in, I think, an old drain pipe, so that's promising. And yeah, we're figuring it out. We're gonna have to figure out how he's going to stay alone by himself. That's going to be a challenge. That's probably going to come up in just a few days here. So he'll only be alone by himself for an hour or an hour and a half. But he has not liked his crate, even though we were told that he was used to being in a crate, or was at least sort of like agreeable to it. He's been pretty miserable when we've tried to put him in there so far. And like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. He does this like play biting thing where it's like anytime he wants to like tell me that he needs to go out, or that he just wants to play, or that he's hungry, he will play bite me, which does not work for me often, but really doesn't work for the kids. That really does not make them feel comfortable. And sometimes he definitely goes a little too hard. So I need to figure out what that is, how to fix it. I've been trying to redirect him to toys and bones and stuff like that, but it's with varying success. I'll put it that way. But if anyone has really good ideas around that, please drop a comment. We do have trainers that we can reach out to in the area and work with them on probably some leash training. Certainly like the biting thing, and probably some boundary training if we're able to do that, because I'd like him to be able to hang out in the yard, but we don't currently have a fence, or an invisible fence, and we'd maybe try to prefer to see if he could be trained to stay in the yard, as opposed to having to put something up. But we'll figure it out. If we end up having to put something up, we just will. But hey, buddy, you wanna say hi? Hi. Hi. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, so it's been more time consuming and chaotic feeling than I thought it would. It feels nearly at newborn level, like bringing a baby home. You know, there were days, in the first few days we got him, where I was like, I feel like I haven't seen my kids at all. Obviously I had, but it's just, you know, your attention is so scattered. And, you know, the attention sort of gravitates to both the thing that you feel like you know the least about, you know, never having raised a dog like this, and also the one that's newest, that needs the most sort of like figuring out. And so he's been getting a lot of attention in those ways. And yeah, I noticed, I was like, oh man, I feel like I have barely spent any time with the kids. So, you know, I think that stuff will, like I say, sort of normalize and average itself out, and we'll all learn how to have our time together and share space and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's nice, like I said, to have him want to hang out with me so much is nice for sure. And he helps me. There's so many times actually that I've wanted to like get up and go for a walk first thing in the morning, or get up and go for a walk before bed, and have just always felt like bad because there's often something needed for the kids, or getting ready for school or bedtime or whatever. But he needs to go. He goes out before bed, you know, and if he gets up early enough, we go out before anyone gets up. And so there are extra walks, but there's extra walks at times where I've often wanted to go out anyway. So that's cool. We'll see how cool it is, literally and figuratively, when it's like January of next year, and things are just freezing and or snow covered. But we have some time to warm up and get to know each other prior to that. Well, happy 200 episodes. I appreciate that. It still is a very minimally viewed playlist. It's a lot to put out every day. Come here, buddy. That doesn't work. No, come back here. Too much. He's very interested in that drain pipe. But yeah, it's a lot to put out these videos every day, obviously, and have 7 people watch them. But I still appreciate it, and I do like having this stuff out there. You know, my hope is that this can be something that my kids watch someday. See what their dad was like in his 40s. And thoughts that I had, and opinions and things like that they will vehemently disagree with, probably. But so I don't mind putting it out for that reason. But my goal is still to continue the daily schedule till we get to Magic 365, make it through a whole year, and then figure out if the playlist just kind of ends there, if it goes on like a once a week or twice a week schedule instead of daily. But we'll see. Nothing else pops to mind in terms of like playlists or something that I want to create on the channel at the moment. But you know, we have another 165 of these to go. So what is that? 5+ months. So something very well may come up in that period of time. But yeah, we'll see. It all kind of depends on that stuff. But I both make fun of how few people watch the playlist, but also I really do appreciate the few of you that do watch along. All right, folks. Well, speaking of that, if you walked with me or watched along this far, I certainly appreciate it. And as always, I will see you in the next video.